Imagine losing everything before you turn 13, trapped in a deadly hurricane on a tiny island. This was Alexander Hamilton, an orphan with zero money, zero family, and zero hope. But Alexander had one superpower, his brain. He wrote a brilliant story about the storm. The rich people on the island read his story. They were totally blown away. They collected money and put him on a boat to America. His new life began. He arrived in New York City, a poor kid ready to take over the world. He went to college and worked harder than anyone. He never, ever stopped studying. But America was angry. They wanted to break free from the greedy King of England. Hamilton gave fiery speeches. He told the people it was time to fight for freedom. The war started. The giant British army attacked, bringing total chaos. Hamilton was fearless. He and his friends actually stole cannons right from under the British. His bravery caught the eye of the biggest hero in America, General George Washington. Washington needed a smart guy to help run the war. He chose Hamilton. Hamilton became Washington's right-hand man. He wrote all his letters and battle plans. But Hamilton was unhappy. He didn't want to just write. He wanted to fight. He begged to lead troops into battle. Washington said no. Hamilton was too important to lose. Hamilton actually yelled at Washington and quit his job. It was super risky. At the final Battle of Yorktown, Washington realized he needed Hamilton's crazy bravery. He gave Hamilton a sword and a mission. Finally, Hamilton got his chance to fight. To surprise the enemy, Hamilton ordered his men to fight with unloaded guns. They used only their bayonets. They charged the fort and won the battle in minutes. America won the war. They were finally a free country. Hamilton married a kind, wealthy woman named Eliza. Life was looking perfect. But the new country was broken. America had no money and no real rules. The leaders argued non-stop. Nothing was getting done. The country was falling apart. Hamilton said they needed a brand new set of rules, a constitution. To convince the angry people, Hamilton decided to write essays explaining the new rules. The plan was to write 25 essays. Hamilton went totally crazy and wrote 51. The Federalist Papers worked. The people agreed, and the United States Constitution was born. George Washington became the very first president, and he needed his favorite guy again. Washington made Hamilton the Secretary of the Treasury. He was in charge of all the money. There was just one problem. America had zero money and a mountain of debt. Hamilton had a crazy idea. He wanted the government to take over everyone's debt. But a new rival appeared, Thomas Jefferson. He hated Hamilton's ideas. Jefferson liked farmers and simple living. Hamilton liked banks, cities, and big business. Jefferson thought Hamilton was trying to become a king. They fought every single day. Washington had to constantly break up their fights. It was exhausting. To get his money plan passed, Hamilton had a secret dinner with Jefferson. They made a deal. Hamilton got his bank, and Jefferson got the Capitol in Washington, D.C. Hamilton's plan was a massive success. America finally had real money and power. Hamilton was at the very top of the world. Everyone respected his genius. But then, he made a terrible, stupid mistake. A woman named Maria Reynolds came asking for help. Hamilton, whose wife was away, fell for her trap. They started a secret romance. It was a trick. Maria's husband blackmailed Hamilton, demanding money to keep quiet. Scared of ruining his career, Hamilton paid the bad guy in secret for months. Years passed. George Washington finally retired. Hamilton lost his biggest protector. The new president, John Adams, hated Hamilton. Hamilton lost his power in the government. Worse, his enemies found out about the secret money he paid to Maria's husband. They thought he stole government money. Hamilton had to prove he didn't steal. To clear his name, he did something crazy. He decided to write everything down. He published a giant essay telling the whole world about his secret romance. He proved he didn't steal money, but he broke his sweet wife Eliza's heart. His career was completely ruined, and his family was shattered. He had lost everything. Years later, Hamilton's son, Phillip, heard a man saying terrible things about his dad. Phillip wanted to defend his father's honor. He challenged the man to a gun duel. Hamilton told his son to shoot at the sky, a gentleman's way to end a fight peacefully. Phillip shot at the sky, but the other man didn't. Phillip was hit. It was a deadly strike. Phillip died. Hamilton and Eliza went through the worst pain imaginable in their terrible sadness. Eliza forgave him. They finally found peace together. But politics pulled Hamilton back. It was time for a new president. Thomas Jefferson and Aaron Burr tied. The whole country was stuck. People asked Hamilton who to vote for. His word was still incredibly powerful. Hamilton hated Jefferson's ideas, but he knew Jefferson truly loved America. But Hamilton thought Aaron Burr only cared about himself. Burr was dangerous. Hamilton told everyone to vote for Jefferson. Jefferson won the presidency. Aaron Burr was furious. Hamilton had ruined his chance to be president. Burr demanded Hamilton apologize for insulting him. He wanted a public sorry. Hamilton was too proud. He refused to say sorry to a man he didn't respect. Burr snapped. He challenged Alexander Hamilton to a duel to the death. Hamilton knew he couldn't back down, but he secretly decided not to shoot Burr. On a foggy morning, they rode across the river to New Jersey. They stood 10 paces apart. Hamilton put on his glasses to see clearly. The signal was given. It was time to fire. Hamilton aimed his pistol high into the sky, throwing away his shot. But Burr didn't wait. He aimed right at Hamilton and pulled the trigger. Hamilton was hit. He fell to the ground, mortally wounded. Burr realized what he had done. He ruined his own life forever in that second. Hamilton was brought home. He said goodbye to his beloved wife and family. The orphan who changed the world closed his eyes for the final time. The whole country was heartbroken. Even his enemies knew they had lost a genius. But Eliza didn't give up. She spent the next 50 years saving his stories. Because he was an orphan, she opened the first private orphanage in New York City. She made sure his legacy of helping the helpless would live on forever. Hamilton's ideas survived. His money system made America a rich, powerful country. His brilliant writings helped hold the United States together through its hardest times. Today, his face is on the $10 bill, so we never forget him. From a starving, poor orphan in a hurricane to a war hero, from a brilliant thinker who made mistakes to a man who threw away his shot. Alexander Hamilton didn't just live in America, he built it.